This is 7 National News, and in our top story, President His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan has issued a federal decree restructuring the board of directors of the UAE Central Bank. Mubarak Rashid Khamis Al Mansouri has been appointed the new central bank governor for a 4-year term, replacing Sultan Nasser Al Suwaidi, who had held the office since 1991. The decree stipulates that the members of the board will have a 4-year tenure. The board members include Khalifa Mohammed Al-Kindi as chairman of the board, Khalid Juma Al-Majid as deputy chairman, and Al-Mansouri as the governor. During his tenure as the governor, Al-Suwaidi was able to introduce or modernize many banking regulations. In 1994, he worked on establishing the UAE Switch, which started operations in 1996 and was able to connect all bank ATMs in the UAE. The main responsibility of the UAE Central Bank is to formulate and implement banking, credit and monetary policies to ensure the growth of the economy in a balanced manner. The UAE Foreign Minister His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan has participated in a meeting of GCC Foreign Ministers. The meeting was chaired by Kuwait's first Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Sheikh Sabah Al Khalid Al Hamad Al Sabah, and was held on the sidelines of the 69th session of the UN General Assembly in the presence of GCC Secretary General Abdul Latif Az-Zayani. The meeting reviewed the joint stances of GCC countries related to the latest developments in Iraq and Syria, Yemen, and the developments in the Palestinian cause, as well as the ongoing political talks on Iran's nuclear program. The parties also covered regional issues of mutual concern, including dialogues with international and regional blocs. The Dubai Electricity and Water Authority has released its inaugural sustainability report, which has revealed a reduction in water losses and carbon intensity as a result of electricity generation. The announcement of the report came during the sidelines of the ongoing 3-day Clean Energy Forum, where experts and industry leaders are discussing the latest programs and technologies to promote the clean energy sector for sustainable development. Whilst announcing the findings of the 2013 Sustainability Report, His Excellency Saeed Mohammed Al-Tayr, the Managing Director and CEO of DEWA, announced that carbon intensity of generation fell to 0.449 tons of CO2 per megawatt hour of electricity generated in 2012, down from 0.470 tons of CO2 per megawatt hour in 2010. Furthermore, the authority also reduced unaccounted losses from water distribution network, which include leakage, unmetered supply and technical losses, to 10% of total water produced, which is also lower than many advanced countries. Commenting on the report, His Excellency Al-Tayr added that the achievements have set a platform to effectively implement their sustainable initiatives.
As you know, our line loss since 1998, it was 7%. Presently, it's about 3.5. It's the lowest worldwide. It's a benchmark. And also the efficiency in the power generation since 2006 up to date, it's more than 26%. And also the water line loss being reduced from 44% to 10%. This week we awarded 400 kV substation to international contractor in order to connect the 100 megawatt with the transmission line. So it means that we are building and improving the infrastructure within the park and also within the network.
Among the discussions that topped the agenda at the forum was the decrease in the cost of renewable energy generation and its prospects for the future. Much of the focus was on solar and wind energy, as a recent Saudi Aramco study reported a reduction of cost in solar power generation to $0.1 per kilowatt hour currently, down from $0.2 per kilowatt hour in 2010. It was also added that as a result of the low levelized cost, the MENA region should achieve solar and wind energy capacity of more than 52,500 megawatts over the next 5 years, from the current figure of around 16,000 megawatt. Speaking at the forum, engineer Ahmed Al-Awadi, the Director of Clean Energy and Climate Change of the UAE Ministry of Energy, stated that the UAE is at the forefront of clean energy projects and should become a re-exporter of clean energy for the region in the coming years.
I believe that the private sector plays an important role in this, and we would like to see more engagement of the private sector within this sphere in order to support the public and drive the deployment of small-scale household technologies in order to drive the energy efficiency activities further. We believe that the UAE, as I said, will play an important role in technology development and implementation of projects, and I believe today the UAE can act as a base for private companies to expand beyond the UAE, given that the Saudi market is very close and they have very ambitious targets going forward. And I believe that having the base in UAE, utilizing the lessons learned from projects and expertise that's being gained in the UAE would support growing that and developing the technology beyond the borders.
In an effort to further improve education in the UAE and achieve Abu Dhabi's vision of a knowledge-based economy, the Emirates Centre for Strategic Studies and Research has organised the 5th Annual Education Conference in Abu Dhabi, with a focus on education and educators creating a culture of excellence in the classroom. The two-day event was opened with the speech of the Education Minister, His Excellency Hussein Ibrahim Al-Hammadi. It was delivered by the Ministry's Under-Secretary, His Excellency Marwan As-Sawaleh. The speech highlighted the importance of providing continuous training to educators to ensure the provision of quality education. And with the UAE's universities ranked among the best in the world, the Ministry emphasized the significance of sustained development through events like this, their various programs already in place and scholarship grants that aim to attract more national teachers, particularly male educators. While in her keynote address, the First Deputy Speaker of the Federal National Council, member of the Executive Council and Director General of the Abu Dhabi Education Council, Her Excellency Dr. Amal Abdullah Al-Qubaisi, said educators are the best enablers in the society and play an important role in a knowledge-based economy. She encouraged educators to continue learning to teach more effectively, to respect students and recognize their potential regardless of gender, engage students and encourage creative thinking, which leads to excellence in the classroom and beyond.
The culture of excellence have to be created from the teacher himself, the way he is a role model in front of all his students. And based on that, excellence would be through not only teaching methods, but through the learning experience. And as a student is seeing the excellence in performance and excellence in interaction between teacher and the student in having to, during the learning process, that would build this kind of respect and confidence between both parties. Also, excellence have to be perceived in the relation between the society, the school, the teacher, and accordingly the parents.
And the UAE nationals have topped the list of people taking loans in Dubai, with most people borrowing from banks to buy a car. The figures were released as part of the latest social survey released by the Community Development Authority. Car loans was most common among Emiratis at 65.3%, followed by loan for building a house, payment of credit card bills and marriage expenses. The study covered 1,328 Emirati households, which included 7,960 Emiratis in Dubai. Insolvency among Emiratis in Dubai increased from 14.7% in 2011 to 20.9% in 2013, marking an increase in the occurrence of bad loans. Interestingly, when looking for a new job, the deciding factor for Emiratis was noted as the financial return. The study shows that the financial return benefiting the society and personal achievements are the most important characteristics of a suitable job from an Emirati point of view, according to the report. Only 1% of all Emiratis interviewed for the study agreed they did not spend wisely, while a majority of 94% believed they spent wisely. And finally, in the bulletin, motocross and off-road racing fans can look forward to catch the local stars in action as KTM makes a comeback to the Middle Eastern racing scene after announcing the launch of a new team featuring the likes of Mohammed Balooshi and Sunderland. A total of 19 riders from the UAE and around the world will be revving the engines of their KTM motorbikes as they are all set to represent the Austrian manufacturer in the upcoming Emirates Desert Championship and the challenging 2015 Abu Dhabi Desert Championship. Fans will also get to see the KTM UAE Racing Team take part in the Dubai Motocross Championship as well as the GCC Motocross Championship, scheduled to be held towards the end of this year. Emirati rider and two-time UAE Motocross champion Mohammed Balooshi is among the renowned stars who will be wearing the KTM colours in the competitions ahead and promises great results this season to ensure a solid comeback for the KTM Racing Team. Another regional star joining the team is the 24-year-old Sam Sunderland, who is ready to build on his achievements from his previous appearances at the Dakar Rally and the Abu Dhabi Desert Championship.
This year is a very strong year with the competition. I'm really ready for this year. My main focus is Bajas and the World Championship, cross-country World Championship. I want to win the Bajas this year. The Emirates Desert Championship, I will give it my all. In the motocross, I want to finish up in the podium. And the cross country, I want to improve my ranking. Right now, I'm sitting 8th in the World Championship. So I want to improve that as well for next season.
We've got a good group of guys this year, and you know, it's nice to have a full championship here in the UAE this year with the Bajas and the motocross. So you know, I feel like I can help out a little bit. My buddy, you know, he's never raced the Bajas before, Jake, who's come over from the UK. So I can help him out for the Bajas with some advice. And you know, I'm not here for the first round, so he'll be sort of representing the team. So hopefully he can get a good result. And it's going to take a little bit of time to learn the desert and learn how the Bajas work, but hopefully I can speed that process up. And yeah, I'm really excited to have a good group of guys in the team this year, and the support from KTM UAE, and it should be a good season.